How's it going, guys? Welcome to Meant to Be podcast. I'm Johnny.
I'm Alex.
This is our first episode in our new studio setup at the house.
Yep.
So here we are.
Still getting used to things, so bear with us a little bit. Might be a little awkward at first, but we'll get there.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning, obviously. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy us talking about our life experiences and interviewing some of our friends. I don't know, different topics.
I think we're gonna bounce all over the place. I think we're, like our little tagline says, no script, no rules, just being us. Nice and cheesy.
And if you hear a awesome baby in the background, that's little Layla. She's in the room with us, but she's in the swing.
Yeah, she's in a little bouncy chair, so sorry you might be able to hear her, but that's life.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do to make it happen. We are newly parents, and we are learning every day everything that comes with being a parent. It's definitely not an easy task. A lot of sleepless nights. But as long as we're willing to go work together, it definitely makes the job a lot easier.
Yeah, we've been learning a lot over the last few months, but I think we should start with talking about ourselves. Why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
Hold on, first I need some energy.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to pop one of these open.
Here, let's cheers.
Ready? That was pretty good. That was on sync. Cheers. So a little bit about myself. My name is Johnny. J-Rod for anybody that knows me on Instagram or the car world. That's where I come from. I'm a car guy through and through. I love taking videos. That's where this comes in. Taking photos, making videos, editing, and just love driving, love cars. And that's kind of like sums me up.
Where are you from? Like, give us a little backstory.
Well, I'm from the Dominican Republic. Lived in New York most of my life. Went to Pennsylvania, like for high school and stuff like that, because I was hanging around the road crowd.
Because you were a troublemaker?
A little bit.
Your mom laid down the law?
Yeah. So I was hanging around the road crowd. My mom didn't want me to, end up in jail or, with a record or whatever. So she said, "You're being too bad. We need to get out the city." So we ended up moving to Pennsylvania. And that's where I went to high school at. And then graduated high school when I was 17. 17 years ago. Wow.
Dang, you're old.
A little bit, getting old. It's okay though. It comes with experience. But yeah, went back to New York, and that's pretty much where I lived at the school. And around 2013, I moved down here to the Carolinas. And then I've been working down here ever since. So
what do you do now for work?
I am a truck driver, so I drive CDL. I drive CDL. I have my CDL.
I know what you meant.
I drive trucks. I said that backwards. But yeah, I'm a truck driver. Been doing that for like the last 3 years now. So, and I love it. That's my passion. I love driving. Anything that when it comes to driving, I don't think of it as a job. I think a bit more of like whenever I have to do the other part that goes with the job, I feel like that's when I'm working because I love driving.
Well, that's good. You're driving the majority of the time then.
Yeah. I've been up and down the East Coast, all the way up to Niagara Falls on this side of the U.S., down to Miami, Florida, near New Orleans, as far as Asheville. I went to Michigan the one time. Is
that the furthest you've gone?
Yeah. It was right before Canada, I think. So that was the longest drive I've taken. And it was snowing, so it was crazy. It was a crazy ride. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Oh, I guess I could say more. I like anime. I like video games. I was a geek growing up,
Pokemon.
Yep, love my Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. What else? Dragon Ball Z, of course. How could I forget that? Marvel. As you guys can see behind Alex, there's some Marvel stuff there. And there's also like Pac-Man, because when you live in New York, you don't have the luxury, unless you're like really baller, to have a washer and dryer at your house. So you had to go to the laundromat like every weekend to do your laundry, obviously, for the week. So every time we went downstairs, you know, you got to get quarters regardless to do your laundry, because everything takes quarters, it's not token. So we used to get extra quarters so we could play in the, you know, the video game machine thing. There was a Galaga. I played a lot of Pac-Man, Street Fighter. We used to play a lot of Street Fighter there.
That's crazy to me. I can't imagine having to lug like laundry up however many flights of stairs and like walking it around.
Luckily, the building we lived in, the Bronx, it was like a corner. So in that corner, we had Chinese food. We had there was like a salon. There was a laundromat, like 2 bodegas, and then there was like a supermarket at the end of the street. And like, so the highway was right there. And then a little further down, there was a shopping center that we actually had a Target and a bunch of other stores. So we were like pretty like set up where we lived in New York.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, it was like at the end of the Bronx. Like
Closest I've gotten to using a public like laundromat is using like the washer and dryers in college.
Privilege. But yeah, we come from very different backgrounds.
We do.
Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, we're here together, so.
Yeah, it works out.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
Oh my God, how many times are we going to do that? That's funny.
I don't know, what else?
You're a hat person? You collect hats?
I love collecting hats. Look at that. She knows more about me than I do myself. I love collecting hats. Love cooking. Love working on cars. On my own cars. And some of my friends' cars. I'm not a mechanic, so don't hit me up to try to fix your problems. You're on your own. But yeah. I'm self-taught on everything, you know. Luckily, I got good friends that are very smart. And you don't have to be the smartest person in the room sometimes. You just got to surround yourself with people that are very smart. And then you could, like, pick their brain and learn. And if you're willing to learn and don't have an ego, that's how me and my friends get along.
Yeah, but don't hit you up for car help. So you're not willing to be that person.
Yeah, no. Don't hit us up for car stuff. You're on your own. I'm sorry. Don't call and be like, hey, what is this? I don't know. It sounds like you need to call a mechanic.
Sounds like you're about to be out a lot of money.
Yeah. Sounds expensive. I'm sorry.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Shouldn't have hit the pothole. But yeah, I think that sums it up.
I feel like that's a pretty good wrap up. Yeah. I feel like that's pretty good.
So tell the viewers about yourself and the listeners.
Okay. Well, I'm Alex. Well, I go by Alex. My first name's actually Ashley, which not a lot of people know.
Which is crazy. My sister's name is Ashley.
Also Ashley.
Yeah, so when we met, I had no idea her name was Ashley until like later on, which we'll get into, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, so we're both Ashley Rodriguez now. But I go by Alex. I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina, so not far from here. Born and raised there. I went to college at Coastal Carolina University, so go Chanticleers. Loved it. I was there for 3 years, graduated in 2014, and I got my degree, my Bachelor of Science in Recreation and Sport Management. I've always been a competitive high-level athlete, so I played volleyball and softball my whole life, and so I just kind of had a aha moment in high school, like, why would I want to not study that? Like, sounds interesting. So that's what I got my degree in. I loved it. I love school. I was a nerd, like 100% through and through. Oldest daughter, teacher's pet, like all the things. Like,
I feel
perfectionist.
Like we were two different kind of nerds, though.
We were definitely two different types of nerds. I went to private school, so very different, very small, like Catholic school. My whole life, from 4 years old all the way through high school, I was wearing a uniform at school and stuff. Graduated with like 80 something people in my class. How many people did you graduate
That's crazy. Like a whole freaking football stadium.
Yeah, very different. And yeah, I loved college. I loved learning, especially once you get to like pick your own classes and like, you know, decide what you want to major in. Really enjoyed that, had a lot of fun, and then just kind of bopped around, had different jobs in the sports field. So worked for the Panthers for a little bit, worked for a couple of baseball teams, and then eventually moved to Charlotte because my little sister lived here, and it was during COVID, and I didn't have a job like a lot of other people, and where she worked was actually hiring. They let me start working there like part-time, and then hired me on full-time, and so I moved to Charlotte to work with her at a bakery, actually. Random, but I took it. It didn't matter at that point. I just needed the money.
You probably wanted to get out the house too.
Yeah, I lived at home. So shout out to all the millennials who have moved back home a few times, because been there, done that.
Luxury, I tell you.
Hey,
I mean,
why not take advantage? I was able to save up and put away a bunch of money.
I mean, props to you guys. I always said that when I was like working, and I was like, damn, I wish I could move back. You know all the money I'll be saving if I could live on my house?
I wouldn't have been able to move to Charlotte if I hadn't lived at home. Like, I was able to put away so much money. So that was great. It was helped me with moving expenses. I ended up having to buy a car the day I moved to Charlotte, or the day before. Like, it was crazy. And moving's expensive. So yeah, moved to Charlotte, lived here for about a year before we met, I think. And now I kind of changed careers. Now I work as an event planner, event director. A little different than working in the sports industry, but there's actually a lot of similarities as well. But, you know, I've loved both. They're just different, and we'll see. I don't know. It's been good. I've been in that job for like 3.5 years now, I think. And been off the last few months for the munchkin for maternity leave, so I'm sad I have to go back to work soon. Not looking forward to that.
It's been great being able to enjoy the time together.
I know. I guess that's part of being an adult. I guess that's part of the real world. Gotta pay the bills. So, yeah, Uh-oh. The munchkin's not happy.
Should we pick her up?
Sure, she can join the pod.
Time out. In the middle of the episode. And we're back.
You feel better? Feel settled?
Yeah.
Well, for now.
For now.
All right, so I guess we'll pick up, I think, with my hobbies.
Yeah.
Obviously a huge sports person, so big fan of South Carolina Gamecocks. Pretty much anything, any sport. Definitely football, baseball. Let's see what else. I love to read. Huge Harry Potter fan. Books and movies. What else?
I'm gonna put a meme whenever I make a reel of how fast Alex reads compared to how fast I read. I make sure I save the reel that I saw just for this occasion when this was brought up. You guys are gonna laugh.
Yep. I love to read. I read some last night. Yeah, I think that's about it. Obviously, we're both big family people, so we love hanging out with our families and with each other. We love being at home. Love going on little adventures, little weekend trips. I think that's about it. About sums it up. What else?
Organizing.
I am very type A, OCD. I'm very organized. I love to clean. She love to vacuum. Vacuuming, so satisfying. My parents bought me a Dyson for my birthday /housewarming gift when we bought a house last year. might be the most used gift I've ever received. Like, I probably on average vacuum once a day, and that's an average. So some days it's more.
It is crazy, bro. When she was pregnant, we had people over and they left, and people left here. I don't know, 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like
Alex went to the garage, grabbed the vacuum, and started vacuuming the whole entire downstairs.
I cannot go to bed with like a messy house. I can't. I wouldn't sleep well. Like, I don't, who wants to wake up to a messy house to clean? I mean, thankfully we're on the same wavelength when it comes to that. I'm just a little more psycho than you are about it. A
little bit.
But thankfully you're also like a pretty clean person, so.
I have to clean. I don't care if it's my mom or sister coming over. I have to pick up, clean
we
the
agree on that.
bathrooms. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, I can't have a dirty house if you're coming over.
We have to clean before people come over. We have to clean after people leave. Vacuuming, mopping, wiping kitchen counters, like all the things.
Yep.
So yeah, we're clean people for sure.
And that's hard to find. Not every couple.
No, yeah, we lucked out on that because I feel like some people have very different opinions when it comes to what's clean and what's not. I mean, I'm a little tidier than you are, maybe. Like,
that's fair.
Like, you know, just like in general. But you're still a clean person, so that makes a big difference.
What you were gonna say is, for a guy, you're pretty clean.
I think in general, like, you're a clean person. Like, I've never thought like, ew, like you're dirty or you keep things dirty or like your house or your place is dirty.
Wait, time out. Funny story about the dirtiness, right?
Oh.
When I first met Alex, so I'm 6'7", right? So I'm at her apartment.
I lived alone.
Yeah, she lived alone. I'm brushing my teeth in the morning. I don't know if everybody knows. When you're so tall, everything is super short. So the sink is below my waist. Mm-hmm. So, water splashes just when I'm like, rinsing my face or whatever. And here she comes. As soon as I finish, I thought, I didn't think I left a mess, but I guess I must have because, my tall ass. So she comes back after she goes to the bathroom, and I was like, dude, were you taking a shower in the sink?
There was water like all over the
embarrassing thing that I ever felt. And after that, every time I went to her bathroom, I don't care if it was toilet paper or a shirt that I slept on, I used to wipe the counters down and everything, but I never told her nothing. I just wasn't gonna
it was a joke. I wasn't trying to be like mean or like make you feel bad. It was funny. Like it
was funny.
It was just water. It wasn't like it was like, you made a huge mess in there, but I felt bad after that. Like, eventually you told me one day that, like, you felt so embarrassed. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to make you feel that bad.
It was, and I'm like, damn.
Oops. But yes, I mean, now that we, like, have lived together for years, obviously, I see how much of a difference it is for you to, like, lean over the sink versus me leaning over the sink to, like, wash your face or brush your teeth or anything.
Yeah, because everything is so short. Even when I go to restaurants, when I'm sitting down, like,
he always says, I hate these short tables. And I tell him every time, babe, they're not short tables. You're just a giant. Like, they're normal sized tables to everyone else in this restaurant.
Short. Okay. Short tables.
But one day, babe, we will build our own house and I will get you custom made countertops that are tall for you, okay? One day, that's our dream. We will have nice tall kitchen counters. We'll have nice tall bathroom counters. Tall everything for you.
Yeah, where I don't have to break my back.
Yeah. We've been on the search for a tall kitchen table, but we haven't found one that we like yet. Like the bar height ones that are taller with like the stools. Definitely need backs on the stools, but we haven't found one that we like super love yet. So
and some cushions.
Yeah.
We need some cushions.
Because he has a tiny hiney, so there's not much
and back
cushion back there.
So my back be hurting.
But yeah, I think that like summed us up pretty well.
And we're back.
Action.
Party foul. Yeah.
We're learning. See, I said bear with us. Yeah. We'll get there.
So for those that don't know, we tested all this equipment out like a week ago, maybe right after my birthday.
Yeah.
When everything came in, and the recording device that you guys see in the mic that plugs into runs off of batteries, AA to be exact.
They just died.
They died in the middle of the episode, so
that's okay. We got it plugged in. We're all good to go.
You live and you learn. Luckily, the mics and everything are already set up, and it was just easy. I just plugged it to the wall, and it stays on now.
All right, let's dive back in.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't you tell them how we met, babe?
So we met off a Hinge, online dating. I slid into her DMs. You know what I mean?
Kind of.
I liked one of her pictures, and then I think I said hello.
Yeah, I have it screen recorded. I'll read it in a second, or parts of it, I guess. It's a little long to read all of it, but
yeah, I just say, hey, how are you? Or something of that sort, if I could remember. And then you reply back, which I was surprised. The picture that I liked was her in a sundress, like throwing a hat. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think my little sister took that picture for me, so shout out to Logan.
Let's go, Logan. You got us
Thanks,
together,
you
girl.
found me a husband.
But yeah, that's how we met on Hinge.
Had you ever online dated before?
Yes.
Which ones did you try?
I was a Tinder fuckboy.
Babe, watch the language.
She's too little, but
okay.
yeah.
You're a little player.
Well, I mean, I never cheated on a girl, but when I was single,
you were just dating. Yeah.
I was just messing around,
That's fine.
having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long had you online dated before?
Not long. I'll try it for a while, then get bored of it, and then delete it, and then.
Didn't you
jump
say
back
though
in.
that like I was one of the first people on Hinge that you like talked to or like dated?
You the only person from Hinge I've ever dated.
Oh, look at that!
Actually, I didn't even know about Hinge. Like, I was watching a YouTube video, and randomly, like, when I was single, like, the dating things kept, like, Bumble will pop up, and, like, Tinder, and one day I got an advertisement for, like, Hinge, and I was like, what the hell is Hinge? So I downloaded it, and then I messaged you, and then, boom, right there.
There you go. The rest is history.
Yep. It was meant to be, baby. Let's go.
Number 2. We're gonna start keeping count. Have a little ticker on the screen.
Hey. But it worked.
Well, good. Let's see. I'll bring up our screen recording here. And
We wanted to save the screen record to one day show, like, our kids.
I had to log back in. We were talking about it one day, and I logged back in to the app just so we could screen record it.
Because we were joking around. I was like, nah, fam, you slid into my DMs. And
Absolutely
she was like,
not.
No, you didn't.
I now have the proof. So, yep, you liked my picture. And that was on Wednesday, July 28th. And you said, hi, Alex, how's your evening going? And I left you on red for a day. I didn't respond to you until the next afternoon.
Damn. She didn't know I was hubby material right away. That's what it was.
I said, hey, Jay, because your name was Jay on your profile.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, hey, Jay, sorry I passed out early last night. How's your day going?
They use your excuse. I passed out early. Meaning that they didn't want to talk. I think first she wanted to stalk me.
I think I was sick. Because I think we talk about, like, cold medicine and stuff.
Hell yeah. If you cold, bro, get some Theraflu. And some NyQuil pills. And some Tylenol.
Some hot tea.
Hell yeah.
What else do you make me drink when I'm sick?
Everything.
So yeah, then let's see. Yeah, I had a cold. So you said you should drink some Theraflu.
I sure did. See? Boom. That's the Latino in me, man. I should have told
really
you to get some Vicks. For those that don't know,
Go ahead.
Vicks fixes everything.
You're talking about Vicks like vapor rub is what
Yeah.
you're talking about, but how do you say it? Yeah.
Your Vicks Vaporub.
But every time you say that or like your family says that, it always makes me laugh. It makes me think of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. In that movie, they say that Windex like cures everything. So it makes me laugh when y'all talk about vapor rub because it's y'all think that vapor rub fixes everything.
It does. It makes you feel better.
Let's see, what else did we talk about? Just like random stuff. We talked about like your accident, your surgery and stuff.
Yeah, we got real deep, real like fast, I guess.
Oh, then we talked about.
I thought you lived in Colombia.
You did. Yeah, hold on, I haven't gotten that far yet. Oh, you asked me like things I don't like or something. Hold on, let me back up.
I don't know. It might have been a random question I thought of.
Yeah, it was random. Yeah, you said, tell me a bit about yourself. What are 3 things you don't like? Do you remember what 3 things I said?
You don't like coffee?
I didn't say that, though.
No?
That would have been a good one, but I didn't say that.
Holy crap, I can't even remember.
I said pickles, horror movies, and gin.
Like the drink.
alcohol, yeah. And you said you had never had gin, and you didn't like horror movies. And you said you don't like bad drivers, ignorant people, and Mexican food.
Now we eat Mexican food at least once a week.
That's because your white wife has brought you to the dark side.
Look, it's okay. She brought me to eat Mexican food, and I brought her to drink coffee.
Here, you're right. That's a fair trade, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I told you could have all my pickles. And then you told me you were from DR, so that's why you didn't like Mexican food, because your food was better.
It sure is. You guys could fight me in the comments. I don't care. Dominican food is way better than Mexican food. I said it. I said what I said.
Then we just talked about like work, and then let's see. Oh, we started talking about cars a little bit.
Yeah, she had no idea.
Yeah, I had to definitely Google what kind of car you had, because I had no clue when you told me. Yeah, you said I own a Nissan 370Z. And I said, definitely had to Google that, LOL. Seems like a small car for a guy who's 6'7".
You know what I said after that?
What'd you say?
Get into small places.
You basically did. That's basically what you said. You said, I like that you remember that. I bet you use that line on other people. That's how you remember that, isn't it?
No, because
sure.
I remember that conversation.
Sure.
That's
Look,
part of it now.
See your face. You said, haha, I get that a lot. It's pretty spacious inside. I can slide into snug places pretty good with a winky face. Oh, man. We made a hard left turn. Then we started talking about family and siblings and stuff. We left that one alone. We didn't get too crazy.
Yeah, I had to, like, you got to, like, be funny, but not too pushy.
Yep.
Because that was a little dangerous.
You asked if I was from Charlotte, and then I said Columbia, and then that's when you thought that I lived there.
Well, the reason was I lived in Irmo, which is right next to Columbia, for a little while. So I thought like the Hinge got created and it had like that location, because I had just moved here from like the same time you did. So I was like, oh, maybe somehow like we ended up matching because I was down there, or my address was from down there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we just talked about what you did that weekend. You went to some car meets, it sounds like. And then let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, then you thought I lived in Columbia because you said, let's meet up and hang out sometime, like, because you were going to be in Columbia for something. And I said, oh, I live in Charlotte. I'm just from Columbia. And you were like, wait, what, really? You were like, I thought this whole time you lived there. And I was like, no, I'm in Charlotte. Yeah, so then we talked about hanging out, and that was the end, because then you asked for my phone number. And so then we switched to texting off the app. And that was it.
Sure did.
I didn't use the app anymore for anything after that.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
One and only date. Who would have ever thought that when we first went on our first date that would be... Is it your last first date?
Yes, your last first date.
Your last first date.
It is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We had a pretty chill first date, but it was very long.
It was.
I had to work. It was a Sunday. I had a side gig working on a food truck back then to bring in some extra moolah, and I didn't get off work until kind of late, so by the time I got home and like showered and got ready for our date, I don't think you came and picked me up until like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We went and got ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
You picked me up in your car in the
sure
Z.
did.
Yep. It was nice and loud. I probably didn't know it then. I wasn't like listening for it. I'm sure I could have heard it from in my apartment, but I didn't realize that's what I was listening for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably just heard it and was like, who the hell? What an annoying ass person out there.
It was me, baby.
Little did I know. My whole life was going to now sound like that.
Yep. We go around cars.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a cool first date. It was definitely different. We went and got ice cream.
We did. We went to Jenny's in Uptown Charlotte. Got ice cream. Then we walked around Uptown, did some people watching, hung out in the park. And then it was, I don't know, probably 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and we looked at each other.
Midnight.
And we were like, are you hungry? Because I'm freaking starving. And so where'd you take me on our first date, babe?
We went to Cookout.
I'm a cheap date. What can I say?
Look, when it works, it works. It's not about how much money you spend. It's about, the chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have went to a nice restaurant.
I mean, it was midnight, though, on a Sunday, so there probably weren't a whole lot of options, which is probably why we ended up going with, like, a fast food restaurant, but...
We looked around, but it wasn't really anything open, so we was like, damn. I was like, you like Cookout? And it's crazy because we went, like, Cookout was so spread out.
Yeah, there's not that many of them.
Yeah, there's nothing, like, near Uptown. The closest one is in Tybola by 77, which we drove to, but it was freaking packed. The line was out to the street, and I was like, I know where there's another one further down, so we came down towards Steel Creek. And then Alex is very brave. I asked her, she went
or stupid. Depends on who you ask.
This guy she never met, 6'7", big, tall, handsome Dominican, a tall drink of water, as they say.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
I told her, you want to go sit by the lake and just go eat over there after we picked up the Cookout. So we came by Lake Wiley and sat at the dock. And we ate.
We sat there for like hours just like talking and getting to know each other.
And I slid in for a kiss. First I asked you though. I didn't just give you a random kiss.
You were cute. You were like, I kind of want to kiss you right now. Or so you said something like that. Like, I really want to kiss you right now. And I was like, okay, so why don't you? But
so I did.
And then you brought me home at like 3 or 4 in the morning or something. So our first date was like hours long, like 8 hours long or something.
And that's pretty much how it was at the beginning for a long time. Like, we just talk about about a lot.
Yeah, we were pretty much inseparable after our first date. We hung out pretty much whenever we got the opportunity. You lived with your sister at the time in Uptown. And I lived alone. And you weren't working, I don't think, at the time, right?
No, I just had that car accident.
Yeah, so I
was on workers' comp.
Yeah, so I would just come hang out whenever. Yeah, I met your family pretty quickly, only like a couple weeks later after our first date.
Yeah.
And then, funny story, your mom and sister drove me home after I stayed with you the first time.
She texted me.
So
she was
awkward.
Like,
I was like, this is so awkward.
I gotta do the walk of shame in the morning.
I'm doing the walk of shame while your mom and sister are in the car with us. Oh, man. Yep.
You're part of the family after that.
Sure was. There was no turning back after that. Had you done that before?
No.
Yep. So we did. I met a bunch of your friends and family pretty quickly because it was like your birthday and your mom's birthday, your sister's birthday. It was like a bunch of it back to back.
Yeah, like right away.
A bunch of celebrations. Yep. And then not too long after, only a couple weeks later, then we went and met my family.
Yeah, for
it was only like a week or two after that, I think.
What was it?
We decorated for Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then the rest is history. It was pretty fast. Do you remember the first time you told me you loved me?
On Christmas.
Yep, Christmas morning.
Christmas morning.
It was, well, let's back up. Do you remember when we started dating officially?
God, we have this on the hoodie. It was October 10th or 9th? Was it the 10th?
Yeah, I think it was 10-10, or maybe it was 10-9. I don't know.
It was 10-9. It was the 9th.
Okay.
October 9th.
We were in the car. We were just talking, and we were talking about like plans for the weekend, or he had like car show or something coming up he wanted to go to, or somebody asked him to go to.
I know.
And I was just sitting in the passenger seat, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I told him I'm just gonna have to check with my girlfriend and like see what our plans are." And I was like, "Excuse me." Check with your what? Check with your girlfriend? Is that what you just said? And you were like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah, I'll be your girlfriend.
Okay, thanks.
All right, cool. We're official. We're going steady. That was it.
And that's all she wrote.
Yep. So we met technically in July on Hinge. Mm-hmm. First date in person was in August. Met your family in August. I think we met my family at like the end of September, early October. And then like a week later or something, you called me your girlfriend. And then You told me you loved me Christmas morning. And then, less than a year later, you proposed.
Was it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds kind of quick, huh?
I know, right? Isn't that crazy when you think about it?
Yeah. Wow. I never, like, putting it in words and in video now.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of fast. Mm-hmm. You ain't doing that, girl. But then again, like, it also plays into, like, you know what you're looking for. You know what you don't want. And if somebody is willing to match that, then, you know, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we were both, like, ready to be in a serious relationship. I was 28. You were...
I was 29.
29, technically,
Yeah,
when
girl,
we first
29.
met.
Come
Basically 30.
Nope. 29.
So, yeah, I mean, we were both, like, older. We had both been in other serious relationships. I think we both knew, like, what we wanted, what we didn't want. I think it was pretty quick. Like, I think we pretty much knew, like, right away that it was going to be, like, serious. It was something real, you know? It was not just a fling.
Yeah. I came with a lot of baggage to Alex, like, when we met.
Yeah, but everybody has baggage.
No, I mean, I had a little more than most. Not in a bad way, like, with, like, other, like, girls and stuff like that, but, like, there was a lot going on in my life at the time. And, I don't know, I just put it all on the table and see if she was okay with it, you know, and here we are.
Yeah.
It was cool.
So then when did you decide you wanted to ask me to marry you? Do you remember, like, when the moment, like, happened or when it popped into your head? Or when you said, like, I'm ready?
To ask you?
Yeah.
I talked to my mom. I knew for a while. I was like, if you're doing this stuff and we're not even, like, you know, engaged or anything like that for me, because you know, like I said, there was a lot of baggage, you know, surgeries, car accidents, and lawsuits and all this other crap going on at the time. And I was just trying to, like, get healthier, you know. It was a long process.
Yeah.
But if, you know, you were, like, taking care of me, like, and you didn't really have to, you know, I was like, okay, this girl is real, you know. She knows what she wants, and she wants what's best for me.
I want you.
That, but no, like, I knew that, and I saw that you wanted what was best for me instead of, like, you know, like, beating me down when I was down, you know. So that meant a lot. And then I was like, okay, I know I want this girl for the rest of my life. So it was almost right after my surgery. Like, in
your surgery was in January.
January, yeah. I told my mom, I remember telling her, I was like, hey, if she sticks around after this, because this is about to be a hard process, like, then I know I want to be with her. I'll probably end up marrying this girl. I told my mom.
Nice.
Yep.
So that was only a few months into dating.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because, like you said,
that was, like, less than 6 months.
Like, we both been in previous relationships. We knew what, you know.
Yeah, what we were willing to settle for and what we weren't.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to settle for somebody disrespecting me and try to beat me down while I was down and not help me trying to get back on my feet. Not like just, like, mentally and, like, being supportive, because the physical work I had to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, nobody could take the work for you. So it was just all, like, the mental there and the support. And it was awesome.
So then you decided to propose.
I sure did.
How'd that go?
I bought a ring and I hit it. Well, go back first. Like, we talked about moving in together, because this was like almost a year after we were dating. We didn't move in together at all, like, right away. Like,
it was about a year.
Yeah. So normally, you know, before the mistake I feel like I've made, I don't know if you did, but I know it was probably a mistake, just move in with somebody right away, like, as soon as you start dating. We didn't get the chance to, like, get to know each other to the extent that you and I did. So, like, I feel like that was a good thing that we waited so long to, like, start discussing.
Living with someone is always an eye-opener. Like,
yeah.
It's
so much new and so much to learn. Like,
it's so different to, like, spend a couple of days with someone or go on vacation with someone or, you know, spend the weekend at someone's place, even, like, multiple days a week if you're, like, over there with someone at their house or their apartment. Living with someone's a completely different situation. Like, there's so many little things that each person does finances, cleaning, cooking, like all the like daily stuff that you have to keep up with. That's very different than just visiting someone.
Yeah, because it's crazy. Because we spend a lot of time at your place. So, I didn't pay rent at your place, but we were there a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to do anything. But, like, obviously, the person that I am, I don't feel like I want to be free, like, what's it called? Like, is it freeloading?
Like freeloading, yeah.
Okay. So, I didn't want to be, like, a freeloader.
Yeah.
So, every week I used to take you food shopping. And, like, I used to buy, like, I didn't have to and you didn't need me to. But I was like, yo, we always at your house. I don't want to be eating your food.
Yeah, you'd, like, come cook dinner or something for me. Then, or, like, yeah.
Even when you weren't there, that you were like, here's the key. Because this is a mistake I made before. Like, I used to stop being myself. Like, I used to go to, Cars and Coffee and do car stuff. So, when we met, that was the first thing I told you. Look, I'm a car guy through and through. I'm not going to stop doing that just because we started dating.
Yeah.
So, I used to leave for Cars and Coffee, like, pretty early to meet up with the guys. And then I felt bad that I would have to wake you up because you didn't have to go into work until later. And then after we were, like, steady, like, you gave me a key just so I could lock up when I leave. So even going back to, like, me buying stuff and bringing it over there, to help you how I can, I just used, even if you weren't home and you were working. Whoa, excuse me. Even, like, if you weren't home and stuff, I used to try to go to the store. I remember what you like to eat, and I used to just go buy it and fill up your refrigerator and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So back to the proposal.
Oh,
you bought a ring.
I bought a ring. I was so nervous. I was nauseous when I left where I got the ring. I was like, oof. So I had it for a while. And then, I don't know, one day we went down to Colombia and somehow we got on the subject of, like, marriage and all of that while we were down there because we went to the mall. So
we were killing time, I think, and we were, like, at the mall, and there was, like, a Zales or something, like, outside, or a Jared, or I don't know, one of those.
I think it was Jared.
And you were like, should we go, like, look at rings? And I was like, really? Sure. Like, I had never looked at rings before. I had never tried on a ring. Like, I mean, of course, I had looked online on Pinterest and stuff, and we had talked about kind of what I liked. I had sent you pictures and things.
No,
so
how that happened was you was like, what kind of ring you think I would like? So you had me Google rings.
Oh, really?
And then I showed you, and you was like, "Damn, that's pretty close."
But yeah, we went ring shopping, and luckily you did know my taste because little did I know you already had the ring.
Yeah.
So we tried on rings, and thank God I didn't like try on something like what you bought, and I wasn't like, "Oh my God, this is so ugly. I hate this." Thankfully, you did a good job, and
yeah, thanks.
You already had it. Yeah.
I had good taste.
I had no idea.
I went with my mom to look around first. And I just, the reason I went, I was smart. I was like, oh, you want to kind of go look? I just wanted to see the size. That's what I wanted to figure out. Because most rings come size 7. So, and I think
which is what I am, I think.
Yeah, I think I had, my mom asked me, she was like, you know her size? And I was like, actually, no. So my mom, obviously, she's been around. So she was like, Alex has like, thin hands, kind of like mine. So let's try to get a 7. If anything, you could get a resize because you still have time. So when we went and tried rings, I was like, yeah, it's a 7. I was like, I got him. She had no idea.
I had no idea. Nope.
But then the task was to like talk to your dad. So obviously for my job, I'm always like driving. So we started sharing location like just for a safety thing. In case something happened, like, be like, hey, I'm in the middle of nowhere, come find my body. Or something. And then Mom
and Dad came to visit. They were here for our, like, housewarming.
Yeah, they were here for, like, when we got the apartment at first. And we were doing, like, a little housewarming party for the apartment because it was the first time we moved in together. And I talked to your dad before the party. And Alex remember, like, me and her dad were, like, cheesing and did shots and stuff like that. She had no idea why, but it was because we had that conversation about asking for Alice's hand in marriage. And I did ask your brother as well, too.
Yeah, they called my brother while they were talking about it. Yeah, I had no idea. But I do have a really cute picture of Johnny and my dad, they took shots together in our apartment, and they're just like cheesing so hard, like super cheesing. And now I know why.
Yeah.
Looking back, now I know why they were in such a good mood. Yeah, it's a cute picture though. Maybe we'll flash it on the screen for you.
Yeah. But yeah, from there, it was just planning on when it was gonna happen. And then your parents talked about renting a cabin. Remember, like, they came over our place in September. Mm-hmm. We went over, we went out for Thanksgiving. Like, they planned to rent a cabin and go to the mountains. And I was like, ooh, that'll be a perfect time. Because then...
And your mom and sister came?
Yeah, because there was, like, you know, for everybody to get to know each other. So, Mommy and Ashley came up. And, yeah, you had no idea.
We went to a winery.
Yeah, we went to a winery in Linville Falls and near Boone. And that's where I proposed. There was a lot of people at the winery because they were just
it was like the day
picking.
after Thanksgiving. It was a Christmas tree farm, a winery.
It was insane. There were so many people clapping and screaming because I did it right behind like a pond or something. I'll put a quick video on the screen now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was the proposal. There was a bunch of people there. It was cool. It was fun and intimate.
Yeah, people always ask, like, did I know it was coming? You know, like, was I surprised? Was I shocked? I think it was, like, a little bit of both. I think I knew that it was a good opportunity for it because that was the first time, like, our families were all going to be together. Like, everyone, our siblings, our parents, and everything. So I think in the back of my mind, like, I thought possibly it could happen. But I also didn't want to, like, set myself up to be disappointed either. So I don't think it was like at the front of my mind. Like I wasn't necessarily like, you know, oh my gosh, it's gonna happen, like I'm gonna get engaged this weekend. You know, I wasn't necessarily thinking that way. But I knew it was like a good time for it to happen. And I think I started getting nervous. Like I think I started kind of thinking about it when we, like, the ruse you used to, like, get us to go down there was that everyone wanted to, like, go take pictures, you know, like, at a cute, like, picture spot.
Hannah kept saying,
yeah, I mean, they were helping out. Like, my sister-in-law and stuff was helping, and they were like, let's go get some pictures, because they had a little one at the time. And they were like, let's do it before she gets, you know, fussy or cranky or messy or whatever. And I was like, y'all, like, chill out. Like, we just got here. Like, let's drink some wine, you know, let's hang out for a little bit. And everyone's like, no, come on, let's go take pictures. And I'm like, oh my God, all right, fine. Like, we can go take pictures. Go. Like, we just got here. Like, chill out. So we're going to pick back up with the proposal story. Yeah. So everyone was like, let's go take pictures. And so we did. We walked down. There was, like, a cute little arch that everyone wanted to take pictures by. And I was like, come on. I was trying to get my, like, brother and his wife to take pictures first. And they were like, oh, fine, we'll take pictures. You know, they were like, all right, whatever. And then they were like, Alex and Johnny, y'all go. And I was like, okay. So we walked over to take pictures, and I, like, knew immediately. Like, as soon as we got over there to start taking pictures, I knew, like, I started, like, laughing because I was, like, uncomfortable. I was, like, awkward. I knew it was going to happen. And Johnny, like, pretended to have to tie his shoe. And I was like, oh, my God, you did not need to do that. Like, you could have just, like... I knew that's what you were doing as soon as you knelt down to, like, tie your shoe.
Look, I had to pretend, okay? I had him try to...
Yeah.
Keep the suspense up until the last minute.
Sure, yeah. But no, it was super cute, and yeah, our whole families were there and got to be with us and watch it happen, which was fun, and there was lots of cheering and stuff afterwards, and cute story. Johnny was nervous, and he didn't realize that when he bought my ring, it was part of a set, so there was a wedding band and an engagement ring.
Forgot about that.
Johnny didn't know that you don't put on the wedding band when you propose, so he puts on one ring and then he keeps going and puts on the other ring, and I think I was like such in shock and like kind of like blacked out. I like didn't really know, like I just let him do it because I wasn't really like paying attention to like what he was doing. And I was like, wait a second, why do I have two rings on? I was like, babe, one of these is the wedding band.
You guys want to know what I said? I was like, oh, it was just an accessory.
He was like, I thought it was just an accessory. And I was like, no. I was like, I need to take this one off. Like, I can't wear both rings all the time. So, yeah, that's always a funny story.
Yeah, it was great.
But, yeah, so that's how we met, how we started dating. That's our whole little love story there. And then we were engaged for about 1.5 years, got married last February 2024. And then we went on our honeymoon, went to Hawaii. And then we got pregnant with this little one over here last fall. And she was just born a couple months ago in July. And yeah, so that's kind of our whole timeline of how we met and how we came to be. And yeah, so anything else you can think of about us that we need to share?
No, I think that covers us as deep as, I guess,
we need to go for now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll have other episodes where we talk about the nitty gritty, you know, day-to-day stuff and like
some
the
more
difficult
in-depth things, yeah.
You know, about being in a relationship and all that. But yeah.
So then Johnny's been doing a podcast now for a while. He has another podcast, so if anybody's seen him or heard him, sorry.
Girl, your voice cracked.
Got a frog, sorry. So he has a car podcast, What's Your Drive? And so he's been kind of asking me or bugging me for a while now about wanting to do a podcast together. So he asked for some new podcast equipment for his birthday a couple of weeks ago. And so we finally decided to give it a try. I said, sure, why not? Let's see how this goes. Let's try out a little couples podcast. So we put all the equipment together a few weeks ago, tested it out. You might have seen a few reels that we've put out. That was just kind of us messing around and getting used to the equipment and how we were going to do things. And now here we are.
Then became the process of finding a name.
Wow. I did not realize how hard that was going to be, finding a name for a podcast. We use ChatGPT a lot.
Yes. Shout out ChatGPT.
That was actually the first time I ever downloaded it was for this purpose. And it took a long time. We were trying to think of something that obviously wasn't already being used, wasn't like an overdone, slogan. We wanted it to be something to do with kind of us and our story. But we also didn't want it to like pigeonhole us into a specific type of podcast or, a specific type of conversation that we were going to have every week, because we wanted it to be more of a variety show. We wanted to have a little bit of leeway in what we could talk about, what kind of guests we could have on. We want it to be a wide range of topics. Anything goes. Serious, funny, silly, goofy, inappropriate. Like, we wanted it to be a little bit of everything. So, yeah, we tried. I don't know. It probably took us like 10 days to come up with a name, I feel like. It took a long time.
It was a definitely...
She's trying to hold the mic.
I know. She's like reaching for it. She literally got her fingers on it. It was definitely a long process because you don't, like you said, you don't want it to be trademarked and all that. And at some point, with the channel growing and the podcast growing, we would love to make some merch and stuff and have some of our own, like theme, like other podcasters have and stuff. So I think it'll be great.
So we ended up coming up with the name Meant to Be. So I guess I'll give a little bit of backstory on it and kind of where it came from. Obviously Meant to Be, kind of implies, our relationship and that we're meant to be, our family is meant to be, like where we are now in life and stuff, like all of this, is where we feel we're meant to be. So we like that aspect of it. And then of course the spelling of the word bee is like a bumblebee. And there's a couple different aspects to that, I guess, but the origin of that goes back to when I was a little kid and my mom and dad would take turns getting up with me in the middle of the night. I'm the firstborn of 4 kids. So they would take turns getting up with me, and this was back in the 90s, back in the day when VH1 actually showed music videos. And for some reason, at the time I was born, the summer of 93, there was a song that was really popular. It was called Blind Melon. I'm sorry, it's called No Rain by Blind Melon. And it would play on VH1 when my dad would get up with me in the middle of the night and he'd turn the TV on. And the music video is a little girl dancing in a bumblebee costume. So that kind of became our like running, joke or running theme with me and my dad. So anytime we would hear the song on the radio or, something would come up, we would like text each other like a little bumblebee emoji or, tell him like that the song came on or heard it or something. So that was kind of our little thing together. So then fast forward to when Jenny and I got married, we wanted to kind of like somehow involve that a little bit. But the song itself doesn't really lend itself to like a father-daughter dance. It doesn't really have anything to do with that, so we ended up not using it for that. But then when we found out we were pregnant, we were trying to think of nursery themes. We didn't want anything like super girly or super boyish. We kind of wanted something a little more neutral, and I think Johnny was the one that said, what about like a bumblebee theme? So I thought that was cute. It was a cute nod to my dad and to us having our first girl. So we found a cute wallpaper on Amazon. Has some flowers and bees and stuff on it. And we did a yellow nursery, so it's not super pink or girly. So hopefully we can reuse it again if we need to in a few years.
Yeah.
But so now we've kind of become known as the Bumblebee family. We have lots of bumblebees around our house, lots of, kitchen towels, front door hanger, clothing and things for Layla that have bees on them. So now we kind of, bumblebees have kind of become our thing.
We tried out other names with it. That have to do with bee, like honey.
Yeah.
And then I was like, meant to be, like, I don't know. I think we
I found meant to be on ChatGPT.
Was it?
Yeah, I think.
I thought we said it and then we checked.
Maybe. I don't know. Either way, I'm pretty sure I came up with it.
Probably.
Don't say we.
We. It's our podcast.
But yeah, so we kind of wanted, it's still about us and like our family and our journey to get here. Kind of still about couples, but it can be about anything, about life and a journey and I don't know.
What it takes to be together.
Yeah, it can be about friendships, it can be about your career, it could be about being parents. I think life just brings you where you need to be, where you're meant to be at that moment, and we learn lessons and learn things along the way, and we're gonna share those experiences and lessons as we go. Handling
some tough situations,
yeah,
I'm sure. We'll talk about it later on, but it was definitely a lot happened in 1 year. I can say that much.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a ride just since we got married. Yeah, it's been a heck of almost 2 years now, a year and a half.
I feel like in 1 year we did more than one people do in a lifetime. Back to back with stuff.
It's been a busy year and a half for sure. But I think we are where we're meant to be. We've ended up in the right place, and happy to be here with both of y'all, and
happy to be here with you.
Yeah, this is what I dreamed of as a little girl, being married and having a family and a house, and it's so cool.
And now we have a podcast together, which is pretty awesome.
And now we have a podcast. Yeah.
So we're always working, and you've been home. Don't start crying.
I can't help it. Sorry. This will not be the first or the last, or the last time, I guess.
I love you.
Okay, continue. I love you too.
This is cool because obviously, we both work a lot. Whenever you do start back working, it'll be like, how people go to couples therapy?
Yeah, it'll be kind of like therapy.
Like our own therapy, to touch base and see how we both doing and talk about I don't know, something that happened throughout the week, or, you know, like a touchy subject that people don't normally get on or whatever, you know. So it'll be cool to touch base.
We can also just share our experiences, trips we go on, new things we do together. I feel like we've like shared a lot of things for the first time together, you know, like concerts, games, experiences, trips, you know, places we've been for the first time. Like there's so many things as a couple that we're doing and figuring out together, just life. And then we'll throw in some guests in there, you know, maybe we'll have some friends and family come on and tell us about themselves and where they are and
how they see us from
an outsider's view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being like, obviously, you know, like they see you growing up and then see how you are now. Yeah. As a mom, wife, you know, and stuff as an adult. I think I'll be interested to hear that side of.
Yeah, and vice versa for you.
Well, I mean, it'll be like you have 2 sisters and a brother, but I don't know who's going to be willing to come on. But like, let's say, like, I don't know, to hear from your sisters versus your brother, I'm sure it's a different perspective. You know?
For sure.
So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, I think we should probably wrap up. I feel like we've been talking for a long time now, so we're going to just do something fun here at the end. We looked up some funny like questions to do together, so I feel like we should just take some turns asking funny questions just to lighten the mood a little bit as we end our first episode here. So you want to go first?
Ooh, yes. Who eats the weirdest food combinations?
I feel like probably you.
What? You think so?
What do I eat that's weird?
I don't know. I feel like you're right. I like trying new foods.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like it's probably not weird food combinations. It's that you just are more, like, you have a wider palate, I feel like, than I do. You're just more cultured than I am, coming from, you know, like, a different background. Like, so you've probably just eaten weirder food than I have. Like, it's not that necessarily... Weird. I don't know, like... Haven't you eaten, like, tongue and stuff before? And,
yeah, yeah.
See, that's weird.
So if
that's
you're Dominican,
not something normal.
You know, you eat, like, pig ears, tongue, and all this other stuff. You know, tripa, a bunch of others.
Yeah, so I think that's, I mean, it's not weird to you. It's probably just weird to me. But, yeah.
You want to go? Or you
sure,
want me to...
let me find another one. Let's see. Who's more dramatic when they're sick?
You are?
Am I dramatic? I don't know. I feel like men in general are pretty dramatic when they're sick.
I don't know. I don't feel like
I have a cough. Like, oh no.
I don't feel like I'm most typical men. Look,
what do I do that's dramatic?
Like, I don't know. Not want to take your medicine? That
doesn't make me dramatic.
Yeah, it does, because you just want to stay sick. I just
don't want to drink hot tea. I'm not a hot drink person. Like, I don't drink... I've just gotten into coffee. And I even now, like, drink it iced or, like, blended or something. So, like, drinking Theraflu or, like, hot tea or something, like, isn't good to me. That's not relaxing. I don't enjoy it.
It's not supposed to be good. It's supposed to cure you.
Well, it's still gross. I still don't want to drink it. Okay. All right, go ahead. Your turn.
If we were to be... cartoon characters, who will we be? Or who will I be? Sorry,
you
that's a question.
Would be... That's a hard one. Well, I feel like who you would be and who your favorites are like 2 different things. The first 2 favorites that jump into my head are Scooby and Goofy are your like favorite like cartoons, I feel like. Or Tasmanian Devil, you like him too. But I feel like that doesn't necessarily match like your personality though. You're not like a super goofy person or like a super like silly person. And you're not like wild and crazy. So I feel like those, even though those are your favorites like watch, I don't think that's who you would be.
Who would I be? I have an idea who I could be to a T.
You're someone that's like calm and like cool and collected, you know, to like an outsider. But then, like, when you get to know you, you're much, like, softer and nicer than your RBF lets on. I don't know. Who are you thinking?
Marvin the Martian.
Oh, well, I wouldn't think of that. I didn't watch that a lot growing up, so that's not.
You okay, girl?
Uh-oh.
You all right? You want to be part of the podcast?
We probably better wrap it up here. She's going to get hungry soon.
She's getting a little fuss.
Okay, well, who would I be?
I feel like you could be a good Lola, the bunny.
Really?
Yeah.
What are her like characteristics? Like, what makes you think?
She's a sports girl.
Okay.
She likes sports. She's very like, well spoken. Mm-hmm. She's cute, and I don't know. She's just outgoing compared to the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good one. What's the weirdest face I make without realizing it? Bless you.
Salud. I don't know. I feel like you just be like, kind of like
a stank face.
Yeah. When some people say something like that doesn't make sense, you're like what the heck?
Apparently, I don't hide my emotions well on my face. I've been told that,
don't.
And I never realized that until the last couple of years as like a full-grown adult. I had an employee tell me that one time. They were like, "Alex, I love watching you talk to people because you do not hide your emotions at all." And I'm like, "Oh, good to know." Okay, your face. This is a new one because we have an infant now, but you make the funniest faces when you are wiping the spit off of her face or when you're cleaning a dirty diaper. Like, you make the funniest faces with your mouth. You're so disgusted, but like, I don't think you even realize. I don't even know how to do it. Like, you make this weird thing with your mouth, like a ew, like you're like, ew. No, I don't even know how to do it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's a nasty thing that we're doing, but she has to get clean. So yeah. I'm like,
but no, that's not even it. You make this weird, like, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try to secretly record you one day when you're doing it.
So who apologizes first, even when they're not wrong?
I don't know. I feel like I'm like a people pleaser, so I feel like I'm quick to apologize because I feel bad if someone's like upset or like I don't want someone to be mad at me. Like, so I feel like I apologize quickly, but I don't know. You tell me, is that?
Yeah, I could see that happening, but I don't know. Like, when it comes between you and I, like, I don't know. We barely get into disagreements, so.
Yeah. I mean, we're not like arguers. I mean, I'm just not a confrontational person. I don't like arguing. I don't like someone being mad at me. I don't like arguing with anyone or being in fights with anyone. I mean, we've never had like a yelling, like screaming match or anything. Like, that's not our personality, but.
It's too much work.
No. But, I don't know.
I mean, if I did something wrong, I'll apologize. Like,
Yeah.
Ain't no shame in admitting your mistake, if you fucked up. So, I don't know. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this girl's getting very, very fussy because it's almost time for her to eat. You got one more?
That was a serious one. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can find a funny one.
Go back to a quirky one or something before she starts losing it again.
Who would survive longer on Survivor and who would quit after one mosquito bite?
Just because of the injuries that I've had, I feel like you'll survive longer than I have.
That's possible. I would really need to get in shape before going on Survivor. And I'd have to learn how to like coconut because I can't stand coconut and that's like all they eat.
Okay, then you'll lose. Even with my injuries, you'll be out. You'll be out for the count.
I mean, but I've watched Survivor my entire life. Love it. Seen like every episode, I think, probably. And I would love to go on it. I would rather go on Amazing Race than on Survivor.
That is definitely cool.
But Survivor, I think, would be really fun, though, too. I mean, I know it would be really hard, and you definitely would have to train and, like, get ready for it and, like, get your body used to not eating a lot and get really in shape for it, like, mentally and physically. Mm-hmm. But I feel like both of us would be okay. I think you would struggle with the social aspect of it because I don't think you can deal with people's bullshit. So I think you would, like, get irritated or upset at people quicker.
Yeah, but then, like, see, I'm the type of person that I will say, like, damn, this person's annoying. But I keep it to myself, even at work. Like, I mean, I talk to you.
But think about, like, you have to live with these people. You have to be with them, like, 24/7. Like, at least when you're at
But it's
work,
only
you're
for
like,
30 days.
no, you can get
Like,
away
okay,
from
so,
them.
like, if I know I have to go do something, I'll deal with that something for that time.
Yeah. I mean, you're strong, so I think you could do a lot of the physical stuff. Like, obviously, if you, you know, figured out your injuries and kind of got yourself, like, in shape like that in that aspect. I don't know. I think we both could do pretty well, but I feel like I might do a little better at the
social game.
At the social part of it, yeah.
I don't know. I got a pretty good poker face. So
no, you do have a good poker face, for sure.
Poker face is out
Apparently I don't, so, yeah.
Like, you know, I could keep a pretty straight face.
I think we'd both be good at, like, pretty good at the physical part. I mean, I'm pretty athletic. I feel like I'm pretty good at, like, puzzles and, you know, word games and things like that.
I'm pretty good at puzzles.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try to go on it together and see who lasts longer.
Damn, I feel like we should do something like that in the backyard or something, you know?
Oh my gosh.
That'd be crazy.
All right. Well, I feel like that's a good place to wrap up for our first episode.
It's been great. I hope you guys have enjoyed everything.
Might have been a little bit of rambling. Sorry, we'll get it together.
Yeah.
We'll figure things out, but, you know, just wanted to give a little more in-depth look into our lives, who we are, how we met, how we grew up, how we ended up where we are today, and yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next episode, right?
Yeah. For anybody that's interested, we also have an Instagram called
Meant to Be
Podcast.
Pod, yeah.
Oh, is it pod or podcast?
I think it's pod. Hold on, I'll look at it.
It'll be linked in the description below. If you guys want to check us out there. Everything we're gonna post there is gonna be a lot of like shorts and reels and stuff like that. That will be from the episode. But if you have any questions, any suggestions on things
Meant to Be Podcast.
Yeah, Meant to Be Podcast. Okay, that's
it's a yellow,
the Instagram.
Yep.
It's the same logo as the
YouTube.
But it'll be shorts or reels, I guess, from the podcast. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions on topics that you want to hear us discuss or talk about.
Yeah, give us some ideas. Let us know what you want to listen to, because I know, you know, we're rambling a little bit. So if you stuck around this long, thanks for hanging out and for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. We need to get on Spotify and stuff too.
Yeah, I was going to say that. We need to go ahead and create a Spotify.
Apple or wherever. Yeah, we need to figure that out too. But yeah, we're learning, so we'll keep getting better, and let us know. Give us some feedback. Let us know what to do, what not to do. And yeah, I hope you come back for more. And we hope you guys like Layla, because she will be on the episodes every so often when she starts getting fussy. If we don't have a babysitter or we don't have any help around, we'll have a special guest, more likely than not, I guess. Yep. She's going to be part of it. You go, girl. All right, well, thanks. This is the Meant to Be podcast, our first episode, and hopefully we'll be back for a lot more. Thank you, guys. Take care. Until the next one.